Hi friends, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing, well, it's the month of January, so I'm doing a recap of what my life was in the beauty realm for 2021. And today I thought I'd talk about some of the products that I'm glad that I skipped over in 2021. And I went through trend mood, honestly, and went through everything through I think September, because anything September or anything October, November, and December is still up for debate in my opinion on whether it will land in my collection or no. But the rest of these items are things that I really wanted, things that I really contemplated buying for either personal use or for use on my channel for whatever reason, and I am just super happy I skipped over them. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, I hope that you'll want to stick around and watch the video. And for those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry, and I get a lot of education in my position at Ulta Beauty as a district leader. I like to bring you that education. I like to do a lot of reviews here on my channel. I also do a lot of hauls here on my channel. I also just like to talk about makeup, and you people are my people. So I come here to talk to you because ain't nobody else wanting to listen to me yammer on about anything makeup related, because nobody cares like you people care. So I hope that that sounds like something that you're interested in. I hope that it lends to you wanting to subscribe to my channel before you go. And with that being said, let's roll into the products that I am so happy I did not bring into my collection in 2021. All right, so obviously I don't have any of these items, so I'm going to try and put a picture up here for y'all to visually see what it is that I'm talking about. So maybe I'll scoot over just a little bit so that you guys can see the pictures that I post in here. But the first thing on my list, and this is in no particular order, like I'm not going from January to, now. I'm going from whatever I could remember off the top of my head, and then I filtered through Trend Mood from January, which was a lot of damn posts. Let me tell you, that girl is on top of her shit. I went through Trend Mood and wrote down other things that I remember specifically wanting so bad, and I'm glad I didn't bring in. So the first thing is the BH Cosmetics Say It collection. Now, I have to be honest with you, I still see this collection in stores and I still think, wow, those are just so pretty. And I, frankly, really like the BH formula. I am a high-end girl, I'm kind of a makeup snob when it comes to eyeshadows, but I really do like the BH Cosmetics formula. So when these 6 palettes came out and they were kind of sassy and cursory on the palettes, I was like, those are kind of fun. Those are a lot of fun. Like, I really like those. There's specifically the one, and I can't remember which one it is, but okay, it is the one that says looking like a snack. I love that palette. It's kind of pink, it's got a silver, it's got like a dark maroony tone. Those are colors that I really like on my eyes. But when I look at these palettes, like the Do Not Disturb one is also pretty cool, the blues and the purples. When I look at these palettes, I'm like, I have these colors over and over again in my collection. I am kind of a color lover. I really do think that I have these palettes, or these shades anyways, over and over again in my collection. And at $15 a piece, which isn't horrible. I mean, that's not bad for a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. At $15 a piece though, with 6 of them in the collection, I didn't need all of them, but I would have seen myself purchasing all of them. So I'm really glad I skipped over these. I like BH Cosmetics as a brand, and I also know that that would have been 6 more palettes in my collection. And man, getting ready for inventory has been just sad to me, how much is in my collection that I just don't use, and that those probably wouldn't have any use even still at this point. I remember talking about this in a video at some point, but it was the Clinique Cheek Pop Ox collection for the New Year animal. It was so cute. It was just the cutest highlighter. The cutest highlighter. And I really like the Clinique Cheek Pop, like, blushes. So I was like, ooh, I need a highlighter. You know, I didn't purchase that one, and I don't know why I didn't purchase that one, but I later purchased the Solar Collection bronzer and highlight, and I'm just not a huge fan of the Clinique highlighters. I don't know what it is about it. I like it. Don't get me wrong, I do like it, but it's not my favorite. It's not one that I see myself pulling for in my collection often, and I think that Ox one probably would have seen far less use. And to be honest, like, I think the biggest reason why I didn't purchase it is because I was rolling through my inventory at that point in time, and I had at that point I think 90 highlights. I don't think much of that has changed at this point, but I did not need another highlighter in my life. A lot of the highlights that I brought in this last year have seen very little use. So that one would have seen very little use, which is great because the Ox still would be on it, but it's not great for purposes of my pocketbook, I guess. 3 Colourpop collections that I really wanted, that I really thought about, that I really wanted. One was the Make It Black collection. I loved that collection. I think, honestly, when it comes down to it, it was about the packaging more than it was about the shadows in the packaging. So it was neon colors, or they appeared neon because they were in black packaging. And I just aesthetically, those pleased my eyes so much. For as a color lover, those pleased my eyes so much. So I think that's where I got stuck with those. The Colourpop and Animal Crossing collection I wanted because I had just went ham into my Nintendo Switch and Animal Crossing, and I thought that was the best game on the planet at that point in time. So I was like, I need Animal Crossing. And I'm glad I didn't pick it up because I picked up the Hello Kitty collection, and the lip glosses lasted all of, I think, 3 months before they went rancid, which is ridiculous to me. And then the Colourpop Love Struck palette collection, which were 5-pan palettes. Each one of those palettes, though, had a pressed glitter in them. And if you guys know me at all, you know that I do not love glitters. Colourpop is also a formula for me that is kind of, I could take it or leave it. I think I have 5 Colourpop palettes in my collection. And of those 5 Colourpop palettes, one of them is a My Little Pony, which is nostalgic for me. One of them is a Hello Kitty, which I haven't even used, which I probably won't use. And then the other 3 are just kind of like here and there palettes. I think one was the Say What palette, I think it's called, and I purchased that because I didn't want to have to. It was at that time where I was really in love with Natasha Denona. I wanted her Sunset palette so bad, and it gave me Sunset vibes without having to purchase her Sunset palette. I have since purchased that palette anyway, so the Colourpop one sees nothing in my collection. It like literally just sits there. I just don't love Colourpop enough, I guess, as a brand to have it be a part of my collection. I have really just started thinking about the fact of, will I actually use these products more than I use any of the other palettes in the same realm in my collection? I've done that, I think, because of my haul and retrospects that I have here on my channel. I prove myself to be a slacker when it comes to using the new products in my collection every single month when I do a haul and retrospect. I also had the bronzers on this list. So Bare Minerals had a bronzer. Supposed to be blush and bronzer combos. And that was like the coolest thing, right?
Oh my gosh, there's this blush. They can also sculpt. They can also bronze. They can...
Really? Really? Here's my thought process on this. We already do this. I already do this. Why? I sat on purchasing a bronzer for I don't know how long. And then I watched Kelly Gooch, I think, did a first impression of it. And I'm like, that's just a blush. That's just a blush. And that's exactly what it is. You guys, if you saw these in person, they're pink. They're just a blush. There's no bronzer about them. And also, I already do what they boasted they could do. I already do it with my blushes. So why can't you also? I think that sometimes people just put things out there to like have the next best, Instagram craze or TikTok craze, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Hello, Becca No Pigment Foundation. That wasn't even a primer. So weird. So I'm glad I skipped over the bronzers because if you have a blush in your collection or a bronzer in your collection, you can already do that. And even if you don't think you can do that with one, have both of them in your hot little hand and go back and forth between the two, and there you have a bronzer. So super happy I passed those over because those were like 30 bucks a piece. The next thing I have on here is KVD Good Apple. I still go into my stores and I'm like, no, Donna, no, you should not pick that up. I have heard upon application that is an amazing foundation, but I have heard that it also does not last very long. It kind of breaks apart on your face within a couple hours. I have the driest skin on the planet. I'm not sure that it's dry because it's parched or it's dry because it's dry. Either way, it's dry. And if you have seen this foundation on dry skinned people, it clings to every dry skin patch that you have. And it's not made for a dry skin person. So no, you do not need it. Every single time I walk into the store though and see that they have it in my shade, I'm like, I am really super happy that it sold out like it did. I'm really super happy that it was a TikTok sensation, because had it not been a TikTok sensation, had it not sold out like it did, had anybody had my shade in any of the 11 stores that I walk into on a regular basis, had any one of them had my shade, it would be sitting currently in my collection collecting dust, because I'm certain I would have hated it. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about. Do you all remember when Chantecaille came out with that Flower Power powder? Man, I have a cart on Chantecaille because, number one, they have the cutest blush. Their blushes have little animal imprints into them, again with the Clinique ox. New Year ox. Their blushes have the cutest animal imprints into them. I want to buy one for myself. I also have in my cart one for my friend Anna because she collects bees and they have one that has a bee on it. But these blushes are like $80 or $60 or something like that, and they're minuscule. They're so tiny. But they come with a nice little compact, and you can switch out the blushes. I've seriously contemplated it. Okay. When they came out with this Flower Power powder, and Teresa is Dead was all over that shit, talking about it and all that kind of stuff, I wanted that powder so bad. Do you guys know anything about me? Do you know that I don't wear powder? Do you know that I bring powder into my collection and it sits here and rots? Like, powder is powder and it's not going to sit here and rot. It's really not. It's going to get some use someday from someone, but it's probably not going to be me. So tell me why I wanted to spend $90 on a face powder. That is the ultimate stupidity. That is the epitome of stupid. I don't even wear powder. Why did I want this? I'll tell you why. They always suck me in with the packaging. That's what it's about. Like 90% of these, it's about the packaging. Like, think about it. The Cheek Pop box, the Say It collection with the sassy verbiage on the front of it, the Make It Black collection. The only reason why I wanted that was because of the black packaging. The Animal Crossing collection by Colourpop. Why? So the next thing is the Bite Beauty Daycation blushes. The Bite Beauty Daycation blushes were good in thought process, I do think. But the apparatus that they come in was made fun of all over the internet for what it looked like. And I have to say that I see it, and I'm not sure if you see it. I see it. And also, just thinking about how to get all of the product out of, because it looks like a little boat. And how are you going to get the product out of, I'm going to draw you a picture. How are you going to get the product out of the corners of that down into the little spritzer dude that's going to put it onto a palette for you to put onto your face? How are you going to get all the product out of this product? I guess I was excited about it because I like Bite Beauty. I think Bite Beauty has phenomenal lipsticks. I think that their, lip mask is the best lip mask on the planet. So I was excited about it. But all of the makeup pieces that they came out with, I hate their foundation. I don't really love their primer. And I'm happy that I skipped on those blushes because number one, I would have had something that everybody would have made fun of. And number two, I have a hard time believing that you can get all of the product out of that component. So next is the MAC and Cruella de Vil collaboration. I think that to some extent, I think that MAC does collabs very, very well. I think that they do amazing things with their collabs. So tell me why this was not fantastic. This was not a great collab. That one and the Sims one. God, do you guys remember the Sims one? The Cruella one was stupid. Like, its palette broke into like 3 different pieces, and I don't know. It was just the weirdest collab ever. I love Cruella de Vil though. She is like my spirit Disney villain. Her and Ursula. They're my favorites. So, along with, Hello Kitty or Candyland or Animal Crossing. This is another one of those things where the nostalgia slaps you in the face. And I think truly that our makeup companies really rallied in that nostalgia place for all of 2021 because there were so many different like heart tugging collabs that came out over 2021 that made everybody want to go nuts purchasing these things. So I'm really happy that I didn't purchase that. And the biggest reason why I didn't purchase that is because of the packaging. So had the packaging not been so stupid, I probably would currently have it in my collection. The next thing I have on here is the Lunar Beauty facelift palette. You guys, I love Lunar Beauty. I have everything that Manny has put out thus far except for that facelift palette. The reason why I don't have that facelift palette is because I already have that palette in the first one that he made. The Life's a Drag palette is a phenomenal palette. I have it. It's years old at this point. It still works so well. I have a palette roulette on it. It's actually the first palette roulette I ever did. And I love that palette. I did not need facelift. And while I wanted to buy facelift just because I want to support Manny and I want to support Lunar Beauty and I love Lunar Beauty's formula and I love Lunar Beauty as a brand, I didn't need that palette. So I will never understand why companies make the same thing over again once they've already done it. Like, yes, I get it. You want to make it bigger and better, but it was already amazing from the start. So for those of us that already had that palette, there was really no reason for us to purchase it. The next thing is the Valentino Beauty collection. Oh my God, it's so pretty. So pretty, right? Beautiful bougie ass brand coming out with this beautiful bougie ass makeup and this beautiful bougie ass packaging. Yes, I wanted it. Yes, it was expensive. I really feel like I would probably feel much like those that purchase the Chanel Advent calendar right now if that was in my collection at this point in time. So stupid expensive, so pretty, So stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. And nothing really that you needed. Much like the Hourglass, like eyeshadows that you could purchase like 5 pans for $125. No thank you. No thank you. Again, would have been the epitome of stupidity in my 2021 year. And the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I went back and forth with I don't know how many times. And that is the Norvina Volume 5. So, you guys, I have Norvina Volumes 1, 2, and 3. I bought them when they came out. I purchased them with a gift card. So I got all 3 palettes for like $40 or something like that. When they came out, boom, 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 one right after the other. I love them. I love them so, so much. I also have the minis 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4 because 4 was very pastel, but man, when 5 came out, I was like, yes, please. I want that. I need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I just, what I've learned is that as time goes on, as I get a little bit more familiar, I guess, with my collection, my makeup aesthetic and what I love, I realize that there are not very many colors in the rainbow that I do not have in my collection at this point in time. So, do I need it? No. Does my heart need it? Yes. Will I ever purchase it? Maybe. But I am glad it was not one of the palettes that I purchased in 2021 because I don't know that it would have seen any kind of action to this point. I think I'm in a place right now where I really just need to stop buying palettes until I know that I can use them right away. I still have Glam, or not Glam Glow. What is the brand? I still have Glam Light palettes in my collection right now that I haven't used, and I think I purchased all those a year ago in November. So, with that said, stay tuned for what my beauty budget is going to look like for the year of 2022 because I look around my room and I'm overwhelmed. But with that said, these are the products that when I thought right away about items that came out in 2021 that I didn't bring into my collection that I really wanted to bring into my collection at the time, these are the ones that I'm glad today that I passed over because they were very, very hot on the heels of making their way into my collection. And I saved myself, if I went through all this, I saved myself probably easily over $1,200. Just on the things that I'm glad I didn't bring into my collection that I could remember that I wanted so bad. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. Do you remember what you wanted so, so bad in 2021? And are you happy that you didn't purchase it? I would be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. I always respond to my comments, so I do look forward to hearing from you down there. Please leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you also loved this so, so much that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up, subscribing to my channel, checking me out throughout the rest of January at least while I recap my 2021 year. And with that being said, Happy New Year, y'all. I hope that your holiday season was amazing. I hope that you and yours are safe and healthy and well and getting along in this crazy world that we're living in as best that you can. I hope that you're loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye, friends.